All right, we are entering another week, and welcome back if you're coming again, and welcome if it's your first time. I'm sad that I tried to save somebody whom I saw call out for help, and only to have them wanting to hurt and kill me. I'm having a hard time trying to accept that they wanted me dead. I thought at long last I found someone who resonated with how I thought about things in this world, but I was wrong. They had their own plans about what they wanted to do with me, regardless of how we resonated with each other. Or rather, that was an act on their side, not on my side, because I tend to always approach generally people in a very naive way, trying to have a very clean heart when approaching people, because I don't want to be judgmental over anyone. But no matter how much we try to disregard the way we were present for each other, because of what brought us together, we can't deny that we really did care for each other. Because sometimes they would make me feel like they really cared about my situation, or how I was feeling, or how I was thinking, or what I wanted to do. But I guess that was not the case. And this is hard for me to accept, that I could have ended up in that kind of a situation. Because usually I always try to measure out whatever kind of relationship I have with anyone, and if creating boundaries was a necessity, I would, but not with this person. And they were accused of my listening to gossip about them. They thought I was listening to gossip about them, but that was not the case, because it was not gossip. I was confronting them with, because there was a time I had to confront them with something about themselves, and they did not want to accept it. Or rather, they tried to make me feel like I was going crazy. In other words, it's just another way narcissists use gaslighting. And yet it was them who were doing that, listening to gossip about me, and listening to what other people had to say about me, and they accepted what other people were telling them, instead of looking at everything, listening to their own intuitions. They just decided to trust other people more than they trusted me. And all this while, I had an idea about what was going on, but I didn't have the details, and I didn't give it that much thought. In fact, I was surprised how they could accuse me of listening to gossip, because there was no gossip about them at all that I could ever overheard in any way. Because I didn't know the people around them, and I didn't have any kind of knowledge of what kind of people they had around them. And there was no way I could get any of that gossip, because for one, even if I wanted to enter the internet and look it up in the social media, there was no way I could do that, because I didn't have that much time to look it up, to look up such kind of things, gossip and anything. And it's something I don't do. I'm not used to doing that. So they were just projecting onto me what they were doing. And because they believed the lies told about me from a third party whose intention was just to take my position in their eyes, probably they talked a lot about me to some other people. And this sort of in a way created some kind of competition in order to get his favor, because those people wanted to be in the position that I was in, and they went about telling a lot of lies about me which were not true, and they believed everything that was told, and they were just always suspicious over me, over everything that I did. And when I think of this, it really breaks my heart, because I trusted them so much. I had never trusted anyone more than how much I trusted them. And I'm trying very hard not to tear down, because my kid is watching me right now. I guess she feels what I'm feeling, because we have, anyway, we have a connection. After all, she's my daughter. She can feel what I'm feeling. I can understand how I fell into such kind of a situation, because I usually don't entertain such kind of relationships. I even had no idea at all of ever meeting anyone I would care so much for, because I really cared so much. I wanted change to happen to them. I wanted the best for them. I wanted to see them always smiling, to see them always happy. And I always kept asking God, why do I keep saying I care? Why did I care? I still do care, because that's my nature. I care for anyone and everyone. I thought I was over that, and right now I'm surprised that it's still just like something being ignited again and again every time I think of it. And I can't help but wonder, why does it still hurt so much? And I'm yet to get over that. I'm over it in a way, and I'm healing from it. But it's gonna take time. Maybe it will take maybe even 2 years. For almost a whole year, I've stood my ground, appearing to not care about what they were doing or how they were. And I was intent on keeping it that way. But I also feel so sad about it right now, and a little bit upset. And I guess that's how it's meant to be. Maybe this is part of the healing. I have to acknowledge this hurt and pain, and I have to let it go slowly. How does someone try to impersonate another, trying to cheat someone emotionally, and have intention to destroy that which they need? I mean, you need something. I mean, they need something, but they impersonate somebody else whom probably somebody whom I might favor, and they try to cheat someone emotionally. God, I'm so tired. It was painful, and I don't want to go through that pain again. Even as I say this, I have my head spinning. It's not like anybody would care in any way. This is part of my journaling, and I'm guided to put it out, because it's part of letting go, because I'm acknowledging that I have this, I lived this, I experienced this, and yes, it made me feel this way. I've been struggling over this alone for a long time. Just the other day, one of my elder sisters was complaining that I was not sharing anything with them, and it was like I alienated myself from everyone. And that's partly true, but it's just because it's meant to be that way. Because there are things you can share, and there are things you don't feel like sharing. And these are just one of the things, probably. But now, because I'm journaling it right now, now it's being shared with everyone. And I'm really worn out right now about all these struggles, all these... it's turned to be sort of like a warfare. And I can't help asking myself, is it that I still feel these pains? That is why the cycle seems to not totally close. It's supposed to be totally closed a long time ago, and maybe that's the reason why the other end is still holding on. Yeah, I guess that's the reason why, because if you still keep go on having any kind of emotional feelings towards another person, you still hold that connection, and so they also probably feel it. That's why they also have end up getting connected, and so it goes on, the connection goes on, even if you decide to be sort of in a detached way, unless and otherwise you totally cut off all the connection altogether. And I guess that's the reason why, because it's still paining, because I've not come to terms with the pain. I have not totally made peace with the pain. That's why it's continuing, I guess, and it's time for me to let go of that pain. The pain, or the thought of I'm trying to help somebody else, thinking that we are helping each other, but it was just a one-way thing, and I'm the one who ended up with a loss. And maybe it's a loss also from their side as well. I don't know in what way. But for me, it was a big loss. Because if in normal circumstances, when you come across such kind of things, you will end up not having any kind of trust towards anyone at all, ever again. You won't trust anyone at all again, because of what you experience with such kind of things. If somebody cheats on you emotionally, it's like having a best friend, and then the best friend just betrays you, and that's just what I lived, what I experienced. I feel like I've been betrayed by one of my best friends. And it's hard to lose somebody whom you consider one of your best friends. And it's like sometimes I'm sort of like indifferent, but at the same time I can't help wondering if I hate them or not. And to think of it right now, do I hate them? No, I don't think so. Or am I void of all feelings for anyone in any way because of what I had experienced? I still love all the good things we used to share, and I even learned to to play some few notes on the guitar on one of the songs that reminded me of them. It's not like I get hurt when I remember. I get hurt. I feel the pain, but not generally. It's only once in a while. I love what I love, regardless of who it reminds me of, especially if it's a song that I ended up liking, even if it has an attachment to somebody who might have hurt me. I will still love that song. I will not in any way associate it, maybe sometimes associate it with those people, but at the same time, it won't stop me from liking the things that I used to like. And that's just me. I'm not the best, but it's me. And yes, I'm tired. I'm really tired. Because it's a big struggle. One day you're happy, the next day you're again down. Because of projections. Because you want to forget, you feel you want to forget about something, but you end up being reminded of those things again and again and again. And it's just because you're holding on to the negative, probably. And you're not letting go of the negativity. That's why it ends up making you feel sad. And it's time to let go of the negative parts. Acknowledging them and letting them go. And so I'm so thankful and grateful for all the experience that I had. And I hope nobody has to live such kind of an experience in any way, and that people will always learn to trust each other in a good way and not have other people misuse their trust. And I hope people get to meet people who they resonate with so that life can be even much better for them. And I wish all those people out there who think that by doing all those evil emotional manipulations can get them somewhere, I hope they wake up to the truth of what they are doing and they do the right things and they stop being selfish. And the selfishness is always because of the kind of fear they have behind it. It's because of the fear that makes them do what they do. It's fear, and fear is nothing but an illusion, because there is generally nothing to fear about in any way, especially if you're sincere. But if you're not, then you'll just lose. You'll just lose. And that's the reason why people don't end up being sincere, because of the kind of fear they hold. They're always fearing that something bad will happen or they will be cheated on. So they think, let me do it even before they do it. Let me cheat before they cheat. and they only lose the best things that they could have in their lives. And yes, I was probably the best thing that could have ever happened to those people. And they didn't know how to use it. They didn't know how to use it. And this applies to most of the divine beings, because they end up having experiences where they meet people who just cheat on them, and then when they walk away, those people just lose the best thing that they could have ever happened to them in this life. And that's how life is. If you go after your fear, and fear is just an illusion. If you act according to your fear, you will not be able to do anything good in this life. You will not be able to have happiness. You will not be able to achieve anything. You will not be able to fulfill any of your wish fulfillment. You will just remain stuck where you are because of the fear. Fear is just an illusion. Yeah, and I suppose why? I'm thinking why it's paining. Why the pain? Why the hurt? Yeah, why the pain? Why the hurt? Is it because of my own pride? Is it because, I guess it's sort of to do with pride, because I give almost my all. It's like you give your all and you get nothing. And you feel like you have wasted your time, when you could have used that time to do other better things. And it was not worth it. Anyway, I hope this helps somebody. And it was just a random talk. I felt I was guided to give out. And I needed to have it out. I needed to acknowledge and let it go. And right now I feel a little bit light. It's not as heavy as how it was when I first started speaking about it. And I'm thankful and grateful for that. Thank you, God. Thank you, the Most High. So till next time, God bless everyone.